Hello, this is Triforce1, and before we get to the proper video, I've got to make a sort of apology. I am here to apologise for the delay in Let's Play Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. The reason for this is mainly technical difficulties. I'll be honest with you all, over the past week or so, I've been really wanting to play Theme Park World on my Mac. So to do that, I had to dual boot Windows 7 on my MacBook using Boot Camp, and I tried to use Theme Park World on it, but unfortunately it was incompatible, so I had to install the right drivers, then it would work, and then it worked, but then when I went on back to my Mac, it then ended up fucking it up because I wasn't the proper drivers, it was some third party shit, so it ended up cocking up my computer, so I had to restore the entire thing without a backup. So basically that is the last time I am fiddling about with the insides of my computer. No changing anything next time. So next time I want to play Theme Park World, I either use the PS1 version or just get a cheap PC. I'm sure you can get one off eBay or something. Anywho, so I should hopefully have the next episode recorded and up within the next week. I've got an exam Tuesday and obviously it's E3 week next week. So that leads me on to the main content of my video, and that is my predictions and wishes for Nintendo's E3 conference, or Nintendo E3 Direct, as they aren't doing a proper conference, which sucks, but I guess it means there will be more games and less blah blah blah, software sales blah blah blah, hardware sales blah blah blah, what we value blah blah blah. Instead it'll be games, bit of blah blah blah, games, and then fuck off. Not really that, and I'm sure that's been years where it's been like that. Anyway, I diverge too much. So it's time for my first prediction, which is an inevitable one. He's appeared at nearly, I think, every E3 conference, and yes, it is Mario, Nintendo's flagship franchise. Now this time I don't think it will be anything like New Super Mario Bros or 3D Land. I'm guessing it'll be proper 3D platformer like 64, Sunshine and Galaxy. Now I think if we do have a new game like that being announced at E3, I believe it will be Galaxy 3. Why do I say this, you ask? Well, to be honest, they've been referencing Galaxy quite a few times recently in Nintendo games. So first, let's look at the most recent one, Mario Kart 8, which only came out the other week. That's got quite a few tracks based on the Mario Galaxy games. So first there's Cloud Top Cruise, which sort of has that Gusty Garden Galaxy theme. And then you have Rainbow Road, both the new one and the N64 version. The N64 version is awesome along with the music. So, and then we go to 3D Land, where we had a playable character, which was Rosalina, as well as the last two worlds being very Galaxy themed. So, sort of hints towards that. Personally, if they do another Galaxy, then they need to be very careful with it, because to be honest, Galaxy 2 just didn't quite cut it for me. Don't get me wrong, it was a good game, but it felt like it should have been DLC to the original Galaxy. It shouldn't have been a full-blown new game, because there just wasn't enough content to justify the cost, in my honest opinion. And as well, it didn't have that amazing wow factor, because Mario Galaxy 1 in 2008, that was fucking amazing. I mean, like, I'm in space, man. That was just bloody amazing, and the music was also amazing, especially to Gusty Yard and Galaxy. And then it was so emotional. Anywho, that's my main prediction for Mario, but what's more of a wish for me is for them to revisit Sunshine, because personally Sunshine was my favourite Mario game. I remember that was the first game I got from the Nintendo GameCube. I got it on let's think. I think it must have been my 7th or 8th birthday. I remember I got the GameCube along with Wario World and Super Mario Galaxy. I mean Super Mario Sunshine. I think another game. Oh yeah, Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. That was awesome, especially Twinkle Circuit. That was amazing. Anyway, one of the features which I thought would be quite cool to implement in a new Sunshine or remake is with the gamepads. Like, that's just perfect for it. You can use it to aim, flood, and stuff. And I know it doesn't have, the gamepad doesn't have proper triggers. But what I was thinking was you could use ZR as your lockdown hard shooting, so for what you do when you're stationary, and then you can use R to be able to move about and shoot. Another thing is with the hover nozzle, I was thinking on the TV screen it will be your usual perspective, but then on the gamepad it will show underneath your feet, so I'm thinking that would be sort of cool for finding hidden secrets and whatnot which you wouldn't usually see, or if you want easy landing, that sort of stuff. It would, so yeah, that sort of thing. But to be honest, I think it is pretty hard doing sequels in Mario games, because after one you sort of lose the sort of magic of that certain theme. But to be honest, one thing which I thought would be quite interesting is if they merge Sunshine and Galaxy together. Like, they already did it in Mario Galaxy 2 in, I forget the name of the galaxy, but it was sort of like a level from Super Mario Sunshine, like a smallish level. It had the native people and stuff, so that was pretty cool. But I was thinking, like, yeah, what if they decided to make a whole new resort in space? That would be fucking immense. So yes, that's my Mario prediction for E3. Now for prediction number 2. Now, here's something which we know is going to happen, because Nintendo have been teasing us saying that they will show the next Zelda game at E3 this year, and now we are so close to taste that wonderful taste of a new Zelda game in our midst. Sorry, I sort of got... But yes, a Zelda game is very important for Nintendo. Oh, and obviously they're going to announce the new Zelda game at E3 this year. They haven't really released much info other than it's not going to have the same art style as the tech demo, and they will challenge generic conventions of the Zelda games. So obviously that makes me think that it'll have a bigger multiplayer than Four Swords Adventures and Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, and it'll be very non-linear, so you won't go from one temple to another, you can go to any temple, sort of like A Link to the Past or A Link Between Worlds, that sort of thing. But one thing I do hope which I sort of predict will happen, is I think the next Zelda game will be largely revolved around Majora's Mask, because to be honest, Nintendo have been referencing Majora's Mask a hell of a lot recently. So for example, in the new Smash Brothers they announced that Skull Kid is going to be an assist trophy. In A Link Between Worlds, which just recently came out in November, they had the actual Majora's Mask hung up in Link's house. So, and they've obviously been saying a lot about Majora's Mask, just having little one-liners about Majora's Mask in various interviews over the past year. With it being related to Majora's Mask, I could see it going in two directions. One of which being, what if Link returns to Termina? Or what if, when Link returns to Hyrule, what if Hyrule, the 3 days in Termina was actually several years in Hyrule, and then all of a sudden Hyrule went into ruins again? Typical, isn't it? And the other thing which I was thinking about is maybe an origin story of Majora's Mask, because we did get a brief glimpse of what Majora's Mask was and what it was used for, but that's it. I thought it would be quite interesting to see an expansion of that, seeing the origins of Majora's Mask. Now that would be pretty awesome. It would also I think that Nintendo will finally reveal Majora's Mask 3D. It makes sense because of all the references I said, and then if they release that, then it makes sense for the new Zelda game to be related to Majora's Mask, because then it would sort of create a trilogy for the Hero of Time era, from Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask to Zelda Wii U. So that makes sense, because you've got Ocarina of Time 3D, which came out 2 years ago, then Majora's Mask 3D, which hopefully this year, if we're lucky, and then Zelda Wii U either next year or the year after. So on with the next prediction. So the next prediction is based on a small reference. So if we cast our minds back to last year during the VGX Awards 2013, you'll know that Nintendo made an appearance, and you'll know that Nintendo also promised a big announcement. And so Reggie went on VGX and he was about to announce the big announcement. And that announcement was that Cranky Kong was going to be on Tropical Freeze as a playable character. Yes, Cranky Kong. Cranky fucking Kong. Really, is that a big announcement? No, I don't think so. However, we may have noticed that Reggie was wearing a Metroid badge on his suit, which sort of makes little alarm bells ringing. Not completely, but just slightly. Why would he choose to wear a Metroid pin? Why not one which says DK? And then he was quite sort of secretive. No, that's not the right word. I can't remember the right word, but either way, because he was asked about why he was wearing that pin, I believe, and he said something along the lines, this is paraphrasing by the way, well, I just told you that Cranky Kong was going to be a playable character on Tropical Freeze. What else do you want? Really? To be honest, he's being a right. Yes, I said that word. And I rarely say it, so go figure. Anywho, on to the next. Actually no, I want to go back to this announcement, this prediction. So, I believe that there is going to be a new Metroid game announced, but a slightly less probable prediction is, what if they made Metroid Prime Trilogy HD for Wii U? It is possible. I was playing Metroid Prime Trilogy a few weeks ago, and it still looks beautiful, but it definitely has aged. You can tell it's aged, especially with the multiplayer. That's just, I still like it, but it's just not as great anymore. It really needs a bit of a polish up and maybe a couple new ones. This is more of a wish for me, but I was thinking for Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, you could use the gamepad. You can use it to aim the scanner, beep 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 beep, and that sort of shit. So, and also you can choose. You have like all your HUD and stuff. It would be pretty cool. Because I think Metroid is meant, 3D Metroid is meant for the Wii U, because this is like, say that like the whole control panel could be like on Samus's arm, and then this can be like the control panel thing. Why am I going like this? Anyway, time for the final prediction of the the final proper prediction. You'll find out why in a second. Of the eve of today. From me, I believe that the next prediction, that another announcement at E3 this year will be a new Star Fox game. Now, why a Star Fox game? Well, first of all, Retro have been hinting that they're working on a new Nintendo game, but a different franchise from Metroid. Now, two franchises which come to mind are F-Zero and of course Star Fox. Now, if you've been looking through rumours recently, you may have seen some leaked schedules of their E3 events this year, and one which keeps appearing is a new Star Fox game. Now that makes you wonder, is this the game which Retro are working for? Unfortunately, there's no way of telling unless you work for Retro. Unfortunately, so there's not much to say about that, really. But either way. Anyway, before I go, let's have some silly predictions, shall we? Yes, we all love a bit of a laugh, don't we? Something which is very unlikely, but probably quite likely. And the first thing which comes to mind is I predict that Nintendo will announce a budget Wii U console. So, obviously the Wii U console comes with the Wii U gamepad, but the budget system will not come with the gamepad, and the gamepad will not be required. So they'll be sort of be doing a Microsoft where they promised the Kinect sensor peripheral will be all the rage, will be the main attraction of the console, and then they're just going to abandon it. That's the silly prediction of today. What happened, I don't know. And get this, I think that if they did that, it'd be called the Nintendo Wii U Lite. Now that is an awesome name. No, it's something I came up with on the spot. So that's all for these predictions. If you have any other predictions, put them in the comments section down below. Down here. Hello! Like anyone ever comments on my videos anyway. So, and if you have any silly predictions, then like Half-Life 3 confirmed, then also comment them down here. Anyway, so I shall hopefully see you around soon, and if hopefully some of these predictions are correct, and if I've got any 100% accurate, then I will be giddy with happiness. So, hopefully I shall see you in a new Let's Play Ty the Tasmanian Tiger next week. So, for now, toodles.